Hey Les, thanks again for letting us serve you with this project. It's going to be a great project and totally renew the house. So let's go over the scope of work right now. On the whole house, we're going to be taking out the bottom edges, and areas like this where you have little bows in the siding we'll have to take out completely. But we'll take out the bottom 1 foot at the minimum. And then reinstall 7/16 OSB to make it the same plane, then put the moisture barrier on, and then put the Hardie trim and then the Hardie siding. On the Hardie siding, we're going with an 8 1/4 cedar mill select. I think that's a great choice for your house. It'll really give it a nice look. And I also, in with that OSB, and whenever we do the around the windows and any areas that's needed next to the roof, we install necessary flashing too. Down here in your shutter area, we'll talk about this at the pre-construction conference, but if you'd like to run siding in these siding pockets, in these shutter pockets I guess I should say now, then we can do that. Just go on and run all the way up. All the freeze board on the house, even in the brick areas, will be replaced with Hardie 1x2 that we talked about, the little board that hits the soffit. All the fascia, you have a fascia board and you have a metal drip edge up there. Metal drip edge will be taken off. Your fascia will be repaired in the necessary areas with lumber, and then we'll overlay that with Hardie and then put new metal drip edge on and paint it all. So all your soffits will stay lumber, but they're all going to get prepped with Gel Max and scraped and sanded, and then we'll go up with a primer coat and then a final coat when we paint the project after we power wash everything. We're also going to be power washing the brick areas too, attempting to get any of this this black stuff off down here, and any kind of lime that you have on the right side of the house. We'll add a little bleach to the power wash, see if we can't get that off. Then your garage doors are going to be coated, and we're going to be doing a garage door wrap, so a little 1x2 next to the garage door, as well as wrapping the frame, getting rid of the caulking that's next to the brick, and then sealing in the Hardie wrap that we put around the garage door frame into the brick with mortar. Any areas that have where your siding touches the brick, so over here by the front door area and these little pockets up here, that's all going to be mortared next to the house as opposed to caulked into the house. Here on the right side of the house, it's the same scope of work with the siding. Cutting things out, going up with the 7/16 OSB on the bottom foot, then putting the flashing at the bottom of the OSB, moisture barrier, Hardie trim, Hardie siding on the walls. There's gable vents here that will be replaced, 18x24s in these areas. In fact, I believe this one may be a 12. We'll have to measure that at the pre-construction conference, see what size that is, but this one up here looks like it's 18x24. So we'll replace those vents with the sizes that you have currently, making sure that they have great screenage behind them so you have good screened ventilation. The wires on the house, the phone lines, we'll talk about this at the pre-construction conference. Phone lines and wires like you have right here. Phone lines we can take out if you'd like us to take them off. I know you have one running up here that we could take off as well and just totally remove. Your cable wires and things like that, we'll hide them behind the siding, and we'll take this wire that's running into the vent and hide it behind the siding too. Here's a look at that lime area that we're going to attempt to get off with the power washer. Any lights that you want on, if you want a new storm door, grab it, we'll put it on. If you want a new doorbell, grab it, we'll put it on along with the project. In the back of the house, we'll go over the scope of work for the walls, and then I'll do a more detailed scope of work for the patio cover. What we're going to be doing for the walls is the same as the rest of the house. So cutting out the bottoms. There's some other bow areas in here that we're going to have to address with 7/16 OSB, so we'll take care of those as well. But cut out the bottoms anywhere that touches the roof here, out the bottom of the house, and then install the 7/16 OSB, proper flashing, moisture barrier, Hardie trim, and Hardie siding on all the walls. Any areas that you have with the faucets or electrical plugs, we're going to be doing the mini mount boxes that will trim them out really nice. The drain, we'd probably just stick with discussion as to not add any kind of accent to that area. Any kind of hose things that you like, we can reinstall those at the end of the project. So we can take them off and then reinstall them after we're done with the painting phase. On the chimney, we'll need to tear off this 8-foot sections all the way around on the side of the chimneys and the front part of the chimney, so that we can check out the framing, because I know we've got some damage down here, and we might need to address some damage down here in the bottom of this base plate from what I see from that trim starting to rot off and fall off. So we'll take care of that as well. And we'll move along to the patio cover scope of work. Okay, here on the patio cover, we've got an arbor type setup here that may want to get rid of. It's just tied into the fascia. One thing I did forget to mention on the back walls, we're going to be taking these gutters down and getting rid of them, as well as the downspout, so that we can do our fascia overlay. And if you need a referral for a great gutter guy after we're done, we'll give you a great referral for a gutter guy. Here we've got an arbor set up. We can get rid of that arbor if you'd like, cut it off at the edge, and then reinstall this post on this corner for support. But if you would like to keep it, we can keep it as well, and just wrap this in Hardie plank and make it look nice. It's got some fiber cement boards on it now, but we'll need to clean that up, and then of course paint everything. Now this post right here is bowed, so let's replace that post right there with a 4x4 in pine. And then on the soffit here, let me get up here where we can see it. You've got a vented soffit system going on. We don't need that on the patio cover. Let's get rid of that and box it in with Hardie plank. And then the 1x2 in the drip edge gets replaced, and the drip edge on the front edge of this shingle right here gets replaced too. So we'll need to trim that out with Hardie soffit and just make it solid cedar mill Hardie soffit, and then put a fascia edge on the end of it. This beam right here, let's wrap that in, I guess facing. It's not really a beam. This facing, let's put a piece of Hardie on this facing here as well, and then clean up the under edge of the patio cover and coat it along with the rest of the house. And that's pretty much it for the patio cover. There is one other area I want to show you on this side. This side right here, it's got a little indentation on the edge. We'll need to straighten that out and then put 7/16, I'm not 7/16, I'm sorry, but 5/16 lap, the Hardie siding lap on the edges of the patio cover to tie into how the house is going to look now, as opposed to having the vertical stuff. Alright, over here on the left side of the house, same scope of work, cutting out the bottoms, putting in the 7/16 OSB, and fixing any kind of little wave and bows we've got right here in the wall from the existing siding, nailing over the siding, putting the Tyvek moisture barrier in there, and then doing all new Hardie trim and around your vents with a new vent, and all new Hardie trim on the freeze board as well. So Les, thank you very much for letting us serve you with this project, and we'll do a great job, and look forward to seeing the after shots. It's going to look great, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.